Good evening, folks. Appalachian Cryptid Encounters here. So yesterday I recorded some footage. It's over an hour long, and so I'm going to break it up into segments. But there's a lot of Sasquatch activity in this footage, and when I'm all done with it, I'll try to upload the full video eventually if it'll let me. Um, but anyways, let's go through some of this footage. It's pretty amazing. So here we got a Sasquatch out in front of us in the tree line. He was walking. He stopped when I hit him with the floodlight. But you'll see him twerking his face and making facial expressions, showing his teeth, and yeah, here we go. So there's the Sasquatch way back into the underneath the canopy. So they dye their skin, right, that dark color, using the tree sap, and their hair is a dark color, so it just absorbs the light. It's hard to get really good detail on them, but with this kind of color of their skin, this color on this guy here and his hair, combination of both. But here we go. Okay, see him moving his face. Okay. Looks like he's got a little juvenile on top of his head. Right. Okay, you start to see a little bit of white in his eye there. I recorded this with my laptop, and so I was able to zoom in a little bit closer. Okay, there's the juvenile showing his face up there. Look at that. Off his back. Right? That's the juvenile. Here's a little baby, and they're on his back right there. So we're getting a front view of his face there a little bit. So here we go. Let's see what kind of movement I get out of him. Looks like he's squinting his eyes at me right there. They don't like it when you sit there and hold the light on them. They hate it. You'll see him frown at you and everything else. So look at the movement on his face there. He's blinking. See that blink? He's blinking a couple times there. So you can see his teeth right there. His bottom fangs right there are starting to show a little bit. Okay, here we go. He's blinking. Okay, moving on. Enough with that guy. Looks like there's one right there too, deep in the woods there. Okay, for this one here that I'm going to show you, it's this Sasquatch is right at the edge of the woods, and you'll see his eyes. He's got those off-white nocturnal shade lenses. Right there he is, to our right there, watching me. Right, so he's got those the off-white looking color shade lenses, and you'll see he's trying to blend in right here. He's just standing still. But I hit him with the full light here in just a minute. We'll get a good look at him. Right there, look at that. So you can see his eye coming through a little bit on his left eye, but we'll get some eye movement out of him to where you'll see it with that shade retracted. You'll be able to see the full eye here in just a minute. Okay, see right there, his right eye. You can see he's lifting that shade just a little bit. You can catch the bottom of his eye right there. Look at that. just a little bit, and so he's just standing real still, trying to pose as a tree, I reckon. Uh, okay, we'll get to see his eyes there. See, he's looking straight at me right there. See his eye movement a little bit. See him blink. See him blink right there. His right eye. You can see his eyelash right there moving. See it? They just are so well concealed. They're masters of cover and concealment. Just that's all you can say. These guys are masters at it. So he's got his other eye there showing a little bit. See, the advantage with this Sasquatch, he doesn't have the dark shade lens, is that they can see through there pretty good. You know, even with the light blaring off of them, they can still see pretty good. The ones with this type of shade lens, but he's standing right up front, right at the edge of the tree line. He knew I was going to blast him with the light, so he was prepared for it. Okay, here we go. Okay, see him blinking. There's his eye. His left eye is coming exposed there, out from underneath the shade lens. You see it just a little bit. Okay, so he's blinking that shade lens on right there. Okay, it's uncovering a little bit. Those shade lenses retract from the temple. There's a muscle, and that's where they pull from. Uh, okay, look at his right eye right there, showing through there quite a bit. Just amazing. Absolutely amazing that he stood there and held his ground with that cover and concealment. Okay, let's see here. I'd like to catch it. There's there's a spot on the video where it shows both his eyes completely open. That's what I'm trying to reach. Okay, you can see his pupils there showing there quite a bit. Let's see here. Wow. I'll have to keep looking. There's another part of the video where he's at. There's a Sasquatch low to the ground, peeking around a tree right there. Staying covered and concealed. Okay. Just a moment. Bear with me here. Here's another Sasquatch right here. Using cover and concealment. Look at his eye right there. See his eye? You can see the light complexion of the left side of his face right there. And he's got his fingers pulling down the vegetation ever so slightly right there. Just masters of cover and concealment. That's what we're running into here. So there is no blurry in that, folks. That's just straight up clear footage right there. Okay. Okay, let's go back to this video is like an hour long, so there's just so much footage in it. So there's a large Sasquatch in here in this footage. I'm going to try to get to it real quick. There's Uh, see right here he is. He's got that large conical head. You can see his left eye open there. Um, Standing at the base of the tree. Here's a Sasquatch. They're just all through this footage. The real good footage uh, comes in clear as day in this hour video. We'll get to that. Right here's another Sasquatch. He looks pissed. He's got red eyes. Um, but he's just sitting back in that vegetation. And that's 30 feet back from this little tree right here on the left. That vegetation to the right of that tree is setting 30 feet back into the woods. So uh, he's back there a great distance. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so now we're getting some eye movement uncovering there. You can see you can see the outline of his head there, um, and his beard and stuff and whatnot. But look at his large eyebrow ridge there. Check that out. He's got a very prominent face, muscular face, and this guy here is nowhere. He's not one to mess with. This Sasquatch here, you can tell he's got attitude, big time attitude. Okay, let's see his eyes move there a little bit. Well, there's one peering around a tree right there. Did you see that? One in the bush. Let's see if I can get back to where I was. Right there. See his eye opening a little bit right there. Alright. You can see him. He's just tucking around that shadow from the tree there, just watching me. Leaning in. Now back there in that's one of those a huge X truck. They got just fallen trees just crisscrossing each other. A big structure that they all hang out on at night and stuff, to watch me. They watch my property from there. But yeah, he's a large Sasquatch. See if I can get some more eye movement out of him. Okay, he blinked there. Okay. So I've taken the light off of him there a little bit. Let's see. There's another Sasquatch right there, right below him. In that wood structure. Okay, you can see the large. See how big his pupil is. That black spot there on his eye is his lens cover. It's coming down, like from his temple area. It comes down and just it circles down over the eye, basically. Stops glare. Let me see if I can get back to him. Can't tell. I think that's definitely a Sasquatch right there. But here he is, right here, still showing that one eye. See his hairline right there. Look at his fuzzy hair. And they're just all in the tree structure. All right, folks. I'm going to hit back here real quick. Wait a minute. Look at that. I'm going to hit back here and go to the screenshots I got. Wow, look at this little guy walking out of the bushes here, little juvenile. Um, there was a couple images in here that I put the timestamps on. That I was wanting to go to show you here. If I can find them. Bear with me here just a moment. Okay, that's at the 159. You see this Sasquatch sitting here? Let me go to markup real quick, just so I can show you real quick. So here's a wooden log. You can see his conical head here. There's his eyes. There's his snout. He's got a little juvenile right here and right here, resting on his head. Then back here, we got another Sasquatch just peering out of the shadow right there. You can see his eyebrow ridge, his nose. So let me take those markups off so we can see. Check him out. He might be a dog man, actually. Looks like he's got a snout right there, actually. Looks like he's got a snout. I mean, I'm not sure if it is or not. I can't really tell. Definitely a Sasquatch. And he's got a couple beings on babies on his head there. That one here looks like he's got ears. So it's, I don't know. Hard to tell. We cancel that one. Let's see if I can get some more timestamps here I got. And that's a mean looking Sasquatch right there. There's his eye opening a little bit. Okay, here's a Sasquatch at the 36-minute mark. He's back behind this tree. You can see his eye right there and his other eye right there. He's just using that tree to break up his silhouette. But I actually got some really good footage of him in this hour-long video. So that was at the 36:42 timestamp. Okay. Let me see here. Okay. Here we got, they got a markup here. We got a little juvenile right here. Look at his little eyes. Cute as a button. There's his little mouth, nose. And then his dad is right here. You can see his eye right there showing up right there, splitting that tree branch there. So I'll get to these guys. I'll get to the footage on these guys. I got some crystal clear footage of these guys to put up on the channel. And then there's the dad. There's his eye open there a little bit more. And then I was moving during that time right there. It kind of distorted, but we'll get to that. Okay, here's a Sasquatch back there behind the tree, peeking around the tree. See him there? Looks like he's smiling, and he's got his hand down here on the juvenile right there. There's a couple juveniles right there with him. Let's see. Anyways, I'll make a part 2 of this and I'll put it up tomorrow. I'd like to welcome my new subscribers. Peace.